Yeah, my name is Carla Vitez, and I'm the volunteer leader here at Winterfield Community Garden, and I'm standing in the education garden. So we have community plots for community members, and then over a third of the garden is an education garden which serves Winterfield Elementary School. And we also do adult programs like pruning workshops and propagation workshops for adults. So we serve the school, area youth, and also adult education. And we partner with Mecklenburg County Park and Rec, whose property that we're on, and also the master gardeners of Mecklenburg County that help us, and volunteers like you guys. So this is side of the garden where we have the children's programs. In the spring, from February to mid-May, we'll be doing our garden club. We have a former garden club parent who leads that along with Miss Marshall and the other master gardeners. And the children will start planting their snow peas in February, and they'll harvest them in May along with fresh strawberries. They'll grow things like radishes and winter crops, because the wonderful thing is that in Mecklenburg County, especially as our climate is getting warmer, we can grow way into the fall, and we can start planting our peas in February. So we have a bigger gardening season that people can take advantage of. And also in the fall we have the sweet potato adventure for our second graders. So we've planted sweet potatoes in the mid-May, early June, and we'll be harvesting those in September. So every second grader will come over. They'll learn about the plant parts, and they'll learn that the part of the plant that we eat is the root of the sweet potato. So they'll actually dig one up, we'll weigh it, we'll cure it, dry it in our shed, and then we'll hand it out at the school's fall festival. So it's a really hands-on learning. And that's important because this school, Winterfield Elementary School, is very diverse. Over 80% of the students' parents do not speak English or English well. So we call it not English learning language learners. So you can see that words are not as effective with children or adults, but especially if English is not your first language. So the experimental learning is important, learning by doing. And it's also just really fun to dig up the sweet potatoes and peanuts. We'll be digging up peanuts that we planted. In the garden buds planted them in the spring. They take 180 days to mature. We'll be harvesting those, and it's just like digging for buried treasure. We'll be curing them, and then we'll be serving them at the fall festival for the school. And so that's it.
Nice.
Then we have pollinator gardens out front because pollinators are in decline, and there's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
So this is actually a rain garden because the roof collects the water, and we built this, and as the mulch built up, the gazebo sank down and it was drowning in water. So we dug this rain garden and that rain garden to drain off the water, but we also grow plants, and so we're collecting water. And we grow plants in the winter. Now it's full of weeds, but in the winter it'll be full of water, and it's a water collection. So we grow plants that can take water, right? And in the summer, we are collecting water from the roof. So rain gardening.
Nice. Could you speak quickly about climate change and its impacts on gardening,
why don't
your personal
we go to a different
impacts?
place? Okay. Okay, let's see. Why don't we go over here to one of the community plots? Do you want to see this? The peanuts?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I want to see the peanuts. Y'all want to see the peanuts? They're really weird. Okay. So let's just stop right here.
Okay.
As our climate is getting warmer, for whatever reason, there's people don't need to argue about that, but we know that it is getting warmer. We see the botanical gardens keep records, and and also from experience, we know that October 15th used to be our average frost date, the time when we would have a hard frost in the fall. And for the past several years, we haven't had a frost till December, late November or December. So we're seeing those changes. We're seeing hotter summers. We're seeing extreme weather. And so we're going to have to adapt. And one of the things that we know is that certain crops like eggplant, okra, which I don't have an example of, native to Africa, they can take heat. So looking for heat tolerant varieties, but also taking advantage of our milder winters, right? And growing in the winter. But we also, when we grow in the winter, we have to have raised beds because we got more rain. And if we don't raise our beds, then they're too soggy and wet to plant in. So in the summer, it's a disadvantage because they dry out faster. But since we serve the school and school's in session August to June, winter gardening is what we focus on in the education garden.
Cool.
Okay. All right, so peanuts.
They did our yard.
And here you can harvest all these zinnias if you want to.
Oh.
All right, so I'm going to talk about peanuts. Okay. So you're familiar with peanuts.
Mm-hmm.
But have you ever seen peanuts growing?
Not personally. I've seen photos, yeah.
Okay, so peanuts, we eat the seed, right?
Yeah.
So, but actually the seed develops underground. Peanuts are not nuts. They don't grow on trees. They're in the pea family. So this is the foliage of the peanuts. And what we did, we just actually go to the grocery store. We buy the raw unroasted peanuts, and you know what they look like. You break open the shell, and what's inside?
Like
the seeds.
Yeah.
And we just plant those. They're really great to plant because they're big, right? And these were planted mid-May to the end of May, and they are in the pea family. So what's really great is that, like all members of the pea family, they are legumes, and so they have nodules on them that fix nitrogen, so they can add nitrogen to the soil, right?
Yeah.
And then see how thick the foliage is? It keeps out weeds, right?
Right.
So it nourishes the soil, keeps out weeds, and you see it's not fainting with the summer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Heat, it's going, and we'll be harvesting these. It can take anywhere from 160 to 180 days, depending on the weather,
Mm-hmm.
and depending on the variety, for the peanuts to mature. So when the children come back to school, this will be like buried treasure. We'll be pulling them up. But see, this is really weird. See, these are peanut flowers. And when the peanut flowers are pollinated by insects, the ovary actually grows this peg. See this right here?
Mm-hmm.
That is the fertilized ovary. It's going underground where it will develop underground.
Yeah.
Is that weird or
Yeah.
what? So we have a coloring sheet. You probably never saw a peanut flower, but there it is. here's the pegs growing down, and those will develop the seed. So the ovary, the fertilized ovary, will grow into a seed underground. And why do you think that they would grow? Why would the plants be adapted to grow the seeds underground?
To protect the seed.
Maybe to protect against heat.
That's right. Because animals want to eat the seeds, right? And the plant wants the seeds to grow to the next generation, right? So it's a strategy that this plant has developed to hide its seeds.
Wow.
And it's a really strange thing, but now you can see that you've seen peanuts growing. They don't grow on trees. They're in the bean family, the legume family. They are a great crop because they're a green mulch, right? They fix nitrogen, so they actually nourish the soil. And they suppress the weeds. And then we'll enjoy them in the fall. We'll harvest them. We'll have to dry them. And then last year we boiled them and we roasted them. Tostada is what because the school is, I said, over 70% Hispanic, people from Hispanic-speaking, Latin-speaking countries, whether it's South America or, all parts of the world that speak Spanish. And we hand out the peanuts at the fall festival. We did last year, but we need volunteers because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to sort them, clean them, roast them, and then serve at the festival and hand them out. But it's a lot of fun, right? Okay, so maybe you'll come back, and that'll be the last week of October. During the week after school, there'll be the festival.
Yeah, we might bring more people actually because we're like an organization at our school. So
yeah, well, we need helpers.
Yeah,
we need helpers we have a chart about the peanuts. Anyway, thank you.
All right, thank you.